Why learning history matters in the age of artificial intelligence. The saying, history repeats itself, isn't just a poetic phrase, it's a profound warning. Every time humanity faces a crisis, a war, or a breakthrough, we find echoes of earlier times. And now, in the age of artificial intelligence or AI, this truth feels more relevant than ever. Just as AI learns from old data to generate new outcomes, history teaches us through the patterns of our past. But here is the difference: AI repeats what it learns. Humans can choose not to. History and AI. AI systems are trained on massive datasets, historical information of human decisions, images, writings, and behaviors. They analyze patterns and generate predictions or content that resemble what came before with a slight twist. Human history works the same way. Civilizations rise and fall, economies boom and crash, ideologies spread and collapse, all in cycles. The actors and the tools change, but the underlying causes often remain the same: greed, fear, pride, hope, and ambition. That's why studying history isn't about memorizing dates, it's about recognizing pattern in human behavior. Once you see those patterns, you can predict and prevent what might come next. Learning history is humanity's way of debugging itself. Imagine AI models trained on flawed, biased, or incomplete data. They make poor decisions. The same applies to societies that ignore history. When we forget our past, we lose the only tested guide we have for navigating the future. History gives us examples of both brilliance and failure. It shows how unchecked power leads to tyranny, how economic bubbles burst, how societies that neglect equality crumble, and how innovation thrives when curiosity and compassion coexist. By studying these lessons, we debug our collective mistakes. We learn where arrogance leads us astray, where wisdom saved civilizations, and where silence fueled disaster. The price of forgetting. The 20th century alone offers countless examples: wars born from nationalism, markets collapsing due to unchecked greed, and societies fractured by misinformation. Today, as we stand at the frontier of AI, climate change, and global conflict, the same emotional triggers and blind spots reappear. If we fail to remember, we risk training our world, much like an unfiltered AI, to repeat old errors at a faster global scale. Technology amplifies human potential, but without historical wisdom, it amplifies our mistakes too. AI is often called a predictive technology, but history has been predicting for centuries. Historians study cause and effect, trace the ripple of small actions across decades, and uncover how human decisions evolve under pressure. In many ways, history is humanity's oldest dataset, full of lessons about resilience, adaptation, and transformation. By reading history, we don't just learn what happened, we understand why it happened, how it could have been avoided, and what must change next time. AI can simulate intelligence, but it cannot feel regret or moral responsibility. Only humans can reflect, choose, and change. That's why learning history is not an academic exercise, it's a moral one. When we read history, we become more aware of our shared journey, the mistakes, the progress, the resilience. It reminds us that every decision we make today adds to the dataset of tomorrow. AI shows us how powerful learning from data can be. History shows us what happens when we don't. If we want to build a wiser world, one where technology serves humanity rather than repeating its flaws, we must treat history as our greatest teacher. Because in the end, AI learns from data, humanity learns from history. One predicts outcome, the other prevent mistakes.